Gawn, Max Gawn with us, Marty.
Good morning, Max.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you, mate.
Thank you.
Looking
Thank you.
fit and well.
Yes.
Damien Hardwick was big news this week, obviously, his
Yes.
decision to quit Richmond. There's a suggestion it'll cause a flurry among top-rung assistant coaches as well as those in the senior ranks with uncertain futures. Your heart must go out to Damien, knowing the stress that's around head coaches. And, in fact, your head coach had an awful time, 2 or 3 years ago when they said stop drinking with the boys, stop being a mad punter, and they really screwed down on him.
Goody's in uncharted territory at the moment. He hasn't been in the paper for a good month. I'm sure that'll come to him soon. He always puts on this tough shield that he's going okay throughout it all, but you can only presume that it does just constantly having chinks in the arm, chinks?
Yeah,
in the
chinks
arm?
in the
We've
armor.
had this debate before.
Yeah, you know, it's chinks in the armor.
It is chinks with a K.
Yep.
No.
I'm
With
pretty sure.
It's good courage from Dimmer, and I don't know if that's the actual reason why he's gone, but to be able to put your hand up and give up the money that he's probably going to give up because he knows he's not right to coach and
Absolutely.
selflessly trying to get Richmond to the next flag.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Well, he talked about leaving at the end of the year anyway with a year to go, so he must have known what was ahead of him.
Yeah, it's a good little, smart little play to get 6 months off. Probably go to July, Europe, Tour de France.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
After
we were
I
going to
pop
talk
over
to
there.
you
Yeah.
about
It was actually-
the Giro d'Italiano.
Yeah.
It's on the TV behind me.
Yes.
Are you watching it?
The Australian team got a win last night.
Did they?
Yeah.
Do we know anyone who rides for them?
Weirdly, the Australian team got a win with the Italian national champion. So it's
Right.
that's cycling for you. It's very confusing, but
Okay.
they got a win.
Is there a draft? Is there any reason why it was just whoever pays the most gets the best dude?
It is the most complex sport in terms of which rider rides for which team. So
Right.
I'm not going to get into it here.
Okay,
Orica?
perfect.
Is that still the
Orica, it's similar. Still Jerry Ryan, who's the man about town down in Melbourne. He still owns the team, but it's
Right.
now they've taken a little bit of Saudi money.
Dirty Saudi money.
Jaco Alula.
Mate, I'll take Saudi money. Don't worry about that. I'm a big fan of fossil fuels. I always have been. And sometimes ladies shouldn't drive.
Shush.
You don't have to say anything, mate.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
No
You don't
response
have to say
required.
anything.
My smile went away straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good, well behaved. Mason Cox becomes the first American in history to play 100 games when Collingwood take on North Melbourne on Sunday,
Yeah, that's a great story.
isn't it?
Isn't it?
I'm a big fan of him because I like people that can mark the ball. Marking's my favourite skill. My favourite player is Levi Casbolt from I was about to say Carlton from Gold Coast because I think he's the best contested mark in the comp.
He's a clunk machine.
Yeah,
Levi.
yeah, he's phenomenal. So Mason Cox does that, and the 2018 prelim is still one of the best things I've seen. So 100 games, incredible effort. He's my age, so probably not too many more. You never know, but
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, it's still 300. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
There
So
goes-
he'll be slightly overshadowed.
yeah,
King's birthday between yourself and Collingwood already sold out to the general public. That is going to be a monumental game of football.
do you know how many tickets are still like?
I don't think,
Presuming general public is like half the stadium, and then what members and
I'd guess about half.
so you still need all the members to turn up for
You
it
do.
to be over 90.
you do.
You can see sellouts and it's 99,000 or 80.
Yes,
It can be pretty wildly different.
Tomorrow marks the first time Luke Jackson will face his old club as Freo take on Melbourne at the MCG. On Listeners Footy Talk podcast yesterday, Stephen May told a story about Luke Jackson overstaying his welcome after leaving the D's.
Yes, we've got that for you. Right. A lot of things phase him.
surprising.
You know, like he
Pretty
knows
laconic
he's
too.
playing Melbourne this week, but he probably doesn't realise it's a big deal. You know, he's probably like, oh yeah, I'll see the boys again.
yeah,
Hey, you
correct.
fellas. So
I used
it's
to play there.
Yeah, you know, a lot of players will probably be thinking about it all year and worrying about it. And he would just go out and play footy. You know, even after he'd requested a trade, he still hung out with us, and you know, after Mad Monday and all that, and even came to our meeting about our off-season program. Kind of like, Jacko, you're not supposed to be here.
He had nowhere else to be, obviously, Max.
Well, we had drinks organised for that afternoon, and he's got a great relationship with our forward and ruck coach, Greg Stafford, and Staff said, you'll be coming in to apologise, not to apologise, to say bye.
Yeah.
Apologise, there's no need to apologise, to come in and say bye. And like if I was like, I would have said, no, I'm not.
No.
I'll just text a few people that I like and I'm on my way. But he came in and said bye and then stayed and had a drink with us all. And he knows exactly what we did in the off season because he had the running program sent to him.
Yeah.
But no, I disagree with Steve. I reckon he'd be.
You reckon he'd be thinking about it?
It's pretty hard not to.
How could you not?
Yeah.
Particularly if you've got some strong friendships.
Apparently, he's texted one of his mates a few times, Trent Rivers.
Right,
so
okay.
He's just working some stuff out.
Yeah. Some strong comments from David King through the week around Melbourne's premiership credentials. Are you across any of these?
No.
Let me talk you through a couple of
Okay.
them.
Oh, here we go.
They've had some soft skills across the course of the season.
Soft kills.
Soft kills, rather. They've played all 3 of the Division 2 teams. If you take those wins off the table, they've beaten the Dogs, Sydney, Richmond, and the Gold Coast. Struggled against the Gold Coast, but their losses have been Brisbane, Essendon, and Port. He poses the question, what's real? What do you believe when you're watching Melbourne? They're 4-3 if you've just played Division 1 teams.
There you go. There's 2 divisions, is there?
According to Kingy,
When did they break out into that?
the relegation zone.
Well, North beat Freo, so Freo lost to a Division 2 team then as well.
Well, let's assume. Let's not worry about where North are. What do
then-
you think when pundits like David King start espousing the Division 2 theory and that you're 4-3 against the top clubs?
I mean, you can only play who you go to play. I agree that we're not playing our best footy. The Essendon game, we deserved our right whack. We were nowhere near it. And I feel like every team's had one of those games at some point. Collingwood lost to Brisbane by a fair margin, as did we. But and then Port Adelaide, if Bailey Fritsch kicks that goal, kicks it straight in the last minute, we probably win that game. So, and what's he potting the Gold Coast winning Gold Coast? That's Gold Coast and Gold Coast is one of the toughest trips. Geelong lost to them up in Goldie this year. I'm not sure if David's on the money there, but they got to talk about something. And it seems
Well, that's
like
the thing, isn't
when
it?
Melbourne lose to Port by 4 points on a Friday night, we're the topical game. So why not have a crack? To be fair, we probably deserve it if we lose to Freo this week as well, though.
Well, that'll be interesting. Let's come back and talk about the round.
Max Gawn with us this morning.
Let's walk through the round together. It's a big round of football.
Yep.
Starting tonight, Sydney Carlton.
Yeah, every time Sydney play at the moment, it's a must win, but they are winning. They beat North last week, unfortunately. That was what happened there?
That was. I nearly threw my phone through the TV. I was so angry. I could have punched a stranger in the street, Max.
Through the TV didn't go.
Oh God, I was angry.
No, Marty was in Sydney.
Okay.
No, I was away.
Okay.
Sydney, what'd you say? Lost the last 5 and Carlton lost the last 6?
Yeah, one from their last 5, Sydney, which was the North Melbourne game. Carlton won from their last 6. Out of
Jeez,
form.
there's 2 teams that really need a win.
I'm going to go Swans.
Going to go Swans at home.
In Sydney.
Tomorrow, 1:45, St Kilda versus Hawthorn.
Well, Saints impressing me more and more and more.
Yeah.
I actually thought they'd have a little hiccup against Giants last week, but they were strong
Got
again.
it done.
Yeah.
Saints.
Yeah, it's hard to tip Hawthorn at the moment, isn't it?
Off the back of a 116-point win.
Oh, well, against West Coast.
Yeah, exactly.
I reckon we could I reckon the 5 of us in this room now could kick 2 goals against the West
Well,
Coast.
with Max, yes.
Does that get,
Mainly with Max. We
Does
get
that
it to
get-
Max.
does that
Take it
get
to Max.
Hawthorn back to Division 1? Hawthorn back in Division 1?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they got them promoted.
No,
Yeah.
I think they're still Division 2. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Melbourne versus Fremantle tomorrow, 2:10 at the MCG.
2 Division 1 teams here.
Oh, yeah.
No, Freo got us last time. We were 10 in a row this time last year almost. I think, what are we, 7-3? So, yeah, we were 10-0. Freo come and knocked us off at the
That was
G.
a massive win.
And then we obviously went into the form we did, which wasn't good, but they're a good side. They've got some good marking defenders. Obviously, double ruck with Darcy and Jackson. Fife's in form. Brayshaw's in form. It's going to be a good game.
Brayshaw didn't have his headgear on for a little while. Did he just forget to put it on?
Different Brayshaw, but that's the Angus one for us. He has like 50 helmets.
Right.
And
he just ran on without one on.
He cut one. He likes to get his ears out of the helmet
Yeah.
because it gets too hot, and
Yeah.
he cut it in the wrong place where his ears
Was still in the
were
helmet.
still in the helmet, and his back of his head was actually getting a little bit too much air. So he played the first 5 minutes without a helmet, and then they had to go cut a new one. And,
Yeah, I saw that.
And he couldn't hear.
he couldn't
anything.
hear.
Yeah,
Oh.
which is pretty dangerous.
Correct, but so's not wearing a helmet for a guy's concussion.
Yeah, that's true.
Although if he couldn't hear, that's probably worse for concussion. 'cause
Yeah,
you
I'd
know,
imagine.
running. Anyway, I'm tipping Melbourne in this game.
I'm not surprised you are, Max, and good luck.
Thank you.
Geelong versus GWS.
Is this down in Geelong?
Down at the
Yeah.
Caddo, yeah.
Okay, Geelong.
Geelong, yeah. Gold Coast Bulldogs at the Gold Coast?
No, that's in the Northern
Darwin.
Territory. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I'm just running one up there and see if anyone turns up.
I've actually. Fun fact: I've played the second most games at TIO Stadium.
Have you?
That is
Yeah,
fun.
Nathan
Which is-
Jones the most.
Which is how many?
7 or 6.
Geez, that's quite a
Yeah.
lot. I'm surprised.
Are you going to fact check me?
No, I was just going to make sure. Wanted to see the top 5.
Yeah.
It's like a
Jeez, I hope
second.
I'm in it.
It's like a second home for you.
Yeah, we went to Darwin. My first 10 years we were there every time. I was emergency for a few of them. I made the Darwin trip every single time. It's a beautiful place to play footy. Stephen May's from Darwin. Obviously played for Gold Coast and then traded to Melbourne. As soon as the Darwin deal handed over, so he could have been playing in Darwin when he was at Gold Coast. Now in Melbourne. Anyway, that's a boring fact.
I love everything you do, Max. You've never bored me once.
Yeah. What did I
Who
say?
do you
out of
like?
curiosity?
Gold
No one
Coast?
was listening.
Bulldogs?
Bulldogs actually playing Darwin a lot as well, but I'm going to go Gold Coast.
Okay. West Coast Bombers?
Wow.
Surely
Bombers.
that's not the TV game on
Bombers.
Saturday night.
No,
is it?
they'll be going up to Darwin, I think.
Jesus
They'll
Christ.
send the 7 team up to Darwin.
Bombers by how many?
Yeah, we'll go Bombers.
Richmond Port, that should be a belter.
Huge game.
This in every sport around the world, the team that sacks their coach, you back them.
Yeah.
So gamble responsibly, and I can't do it. But Richmond,
Richmond. Collingwood North. Well, this could be one of the greats in the coveted Sunday 320 spot at Marvel.
sold out.
Well, how could it not? Collingwood are playing.
Yeah.
North nearly knocked them off in the similar fixture last year.
Thank you.
You remember it?
I'd say Collingwood by 15
Points.
goals.
Okay.
Oh,
wow,
no,
you're off
don't
them.
say things like that.
What should
Are
I
you
say?
swapping your mentality and you're
I'm
bluffing?
reverse
Yeah.
psychologing myself.
Yeah.
When you're in the top 4, you love other top 4 teams to have a little hiccup. So I would love North to get this one
Yeah.
done, but I can't see it happening. So
No, you never know. Adelaide, Brisbane.
game of the round, last
Yeah.
game of the week. I'm going to go Adelaide.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, I've got a bad feeling about it.
Adelaide
would you
at
tip
home.
Adelaide?
Possibly, but
Okay.
I think Brisbane, when you win so many in a row as you
Yeah.
have experienced before, do
What
you
are they at
feel
the
like?
moment?
I think it's 7 now.
Oh wow.
Do you think being due for a loss is a thing?
I don't when I'm in that position. So Brisbane
Mm.
players don't want to have one.
Yeah.
But then when you take yourself away and look from afar, a loss is you
Mm.
do like the fact we lost support because we played pretty bad.
Yeah.
If Bailey did kick that goal, it would have maybe been glossed over. So a loss does help.
Yeah.
Captain's run today.
Yep.
What do you do after it? Do you have a finger sandwich and a cordial and have a chat about it? Or...
A finger sandwich.
Yeah.
right.
You should get into them.
No, I don't. We go for a brunch.
Do
There's about
you?
6 or 7 of us to go for brunch.
Okay.
The rock, paper, scissors to see who pays. It's always fun. I haven't paid yet this year.
Would you think that that's a leadership group thing?
No, it's whoever doesn't get treatment. So there's like a myotherapist that come in afterwards, and I'm not a
Right.
big fan of getting treatment the day before a game.
What's a myotherapist do?
In between a physio and a masseuse,
Oh, okay.
the sort of
Ah.
that niche that's in between the two of them.
Right.
Um,
So hot rocks, that kind of thing.
yes, no cupping, cupping, dry and
yeah.
dry
Troy knows
needles.
about
and-
cupping.
I know all about that, especially going into a weekend.
He's a big Friday night cuppa.
Lovely.
Lovely to see you, Max.
Thank you.
We'll chat to you next time on Triple M. It's the Marty Sheargold Show.